Well, I've got a statistic for you. This is the first time in over 40 years that no Western Conference team has won 65% of its games on Christmas Day. What that basically means is it's been 2 generations since it was this wide open. Stephen A., who's the best team in the West?
The best team in the West right now, I would have to say, is the Memphis Grizzlies. I look at Ja Morant and what he brings to the table. I look at their perimeter shooter with the return of Bane, with the weapons that they have, overall, the experience that they endured last year. I would say I would throw Denver up in there if Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. were 100% healthy and back with Jokic. But right now I'm looking at Memphis. But I would tell you, I keep my eyes on the New Orleans Pelicans. That's just me. But right now, Memphis gets the nod.
Best in the West?
Memphis. Right now, Memphis. I mean, Jaren Jackson Jr., by the way, when he's in there, he gives you a dimension that nobody in the West really has. And he and Bane and Brooks in support of Ja, I'm going Memphis.
Jalen, can I point to what's on our screen? Those are the odds, according to Caesars Sportsbook. You see Memphis is down a little bit of a ways. The Warriors and the Clippers are actually the co-favorites in the West. What do you think of that?
I agree with you guys. Right now, Memphis is the answer to that question. But I think if all of the teams get healthy, don't underestimate the Clippers. When Kawhi Leonard has been healthy these last couple of years, his teams make a long run in the playoffs and even win championships. The way Paul George has been playing, the way they put that roster together, Tyronn Lue's on the sideline also, I say Memphis today. But when the playoffs start, don't underestimate those Los Angeles Clippers.
2 things I'd like to say. One's relevant, one's not so much. Relevancy, Clippers. Totally agree with you. But if we're going to talk about Anthony Davis and we're waiting for an injury to happen, why shouldn't we talk about that with Kawhi Leonard?
That's what
I mean, we have to do that. We know when the Clippers are healthy, the Clippers right now, completely healthy, our pick is the best in the West. And as an aside, let me remind something. We're not talking about the reigning defending NBA champions right now, the Golden State Warriors. It's Christmas. Please don't ruin everybody's Christmas by getting blown out of the way that you did over the last couple of games in Madison Square Garden and then the Barclays Center. My goodness, show up. Just compete.
It's probably still about 2 weeks at least until we see Steph Curry again. Do you see a path back for them? They remain the betting co-favorite in the Western Conference.
I see a path back, but remember, we got a trade deadline coming up. What is it, February 9? And there are people, look, 2 things. We know they're going to be sellers because we're told all season, I'm not really buying into this, that so many teams want to tank for Victor and the possibility of it. And they're going to, okay, if that's the case, you've got sellers out there. They're going to be players available that can help the Golden State Warriors, particularly veteran guys off that bench. That's been their problem, not their starting 5 when healthy. So there is a path back. It probably involves a deal. And you know I'm not going to forget about the Phoenix Suns, who could also make a deal. It could look very different depending on what happens with Ayton. We saw another blow-up, but Phoenix is still, even without key players, they're still 2 games out of first place in the West.
Golden State have any chance?
They have a chance because they have Steph Curry, but they're not winning it this year. And the reason why I feel like that is because they've been so bad on the road, even with Steph Curry, it's hard to advance and be the reigning champion, taking everybody's best shot and coming up short the way they have.
All right.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.